Hey guys, Moto Miles back. I got a new video for you. Let's go. Hey guys, hope everybody's doing all right. I know it's been a long time, but I'm back. Hope all is well. Had some family stuff to sort of sort out, and I won't get into it because I don't want sympathy for clicks. So I'm just happy to be back with you guys. So I hope everyone's been doing all right. You know, through all this weird stuff going on with the world and overseas, and at your next door and everything else. And I'm glad that we're all still we're still vertical. Other than that, I've been trying to get ship shape and back on the bike and do some stuff. It's beautiful out here, so trying to get my riding in while the season is going decently. I've noticed that looking at the gas prices, they're not as bad as they were, so you can get a decent amount of gas, but the bike is always still the best bet because $7 or $8 to get you days in. It's amazing. I can't believe it. It's a hack on a hack. But I wanted to address something that has been bothering me, and I don't want to single anyone out in particular, but when I first got the X22 GT 250cc, when I was on that for a while, I got bombarded with buyer beware stuff because people were having problems with this motorcycle. Now, I don't know if they bought them for Venom, Belmont, who else? Red Fox. There's Power Sport Max. There's Motorcycle Pros. There's a bunch of other shops, and I know the price is reduced for having it not fully assembled, and that really does affect the overall installation, and sometimes even I would have to say the condition of the bike. But I'm not under a sponsorship here, so I'm not a face of the company or anything like that. But I've noticed they're getting flooded by trolls. They leave messages and they're cut and pasting the same message in there, and I'm just straight up deleting them. I'm not gonna get in there and engage in negative stuff too, and say whatever, cancel me, do whatever, because I know that's a thing now. I'm not really, I don't care about monetization and the algorithm and all that other stuff. I'm just doing these videos because I purely love to do it, and I love to have you guys over my shoulder. They're not streamlined. I'm working on my cockpit cam here. Ooh. Hopefully I have enough battery for one and holding the other. So I know it's a little it's going to look a little sporadic when I go back and edit. Just having two simultaneous cameras nuts, but I want to polish it up. I want it to look good for you guys. But as far as that, what do you do when you're not doing this for my riders, my new riders, people who took the MSF, people who are entertaining the idea of riding, but they're afraid. They're afraid of an accident. They're afraid of maybe their friends tell them negative things about riding a bike, or maybe they think that they don't know, why or what model they want to ride, or maybe they think they're too old to start riding, so they get discouraged. There's a million reasons, and some of them are pretty valid. I was reading somewhere that many moms don't ride at a certain age because they are worried about perhaps having they have little children, and people like, oh, your mother, you shouldn't be riding and all this and that. So I could definitely see how that would be a concern. I do not hold any illusions about potential hazards, but I always think that if you learn the rudimentary basics of riding and ride defensively, but still enjoy yourself. Be assertive enough to sort of take the lead and have initiative when you're out there. You'll be fine. I haven't had anything crazy happen to me, knock on wood, other than not having my kickstand up and going over and things like that. But that's purely me not paying attention. But as far as road hazards, you also can control what you interact with depending on where you ride. If you ride in a place that's dangerous and crazy and you've got a lot of commuter traffic and heavy dense population and potholes and people all over the place, you're gonna have, whatever they call being in being in red stage all the time. And I wouldn't want to ride like that, because this is for something that for me, I get to go on a sort of mental autopilot, white noise, just to pull in the environment and gives me perspective and lets me sort of decompress and unpack and have that feeling of stillness, your deprivation chamber, the mental one. So anyway, I'm not going to get all spacey and philosophical about it, but that's what I think. But I was wondering what guides people. I'm starting to watch a bunch of other videos. There's so many. I wouldn't shout out. Of course, I still watch Mike Sheck Moto, and I watch Yami Noob and Lolly and Shade Tree Surgeon, and I watch several others, Chase on Two Wheels, and do Bikes and Beers, and even Psycho Cruiser, and Chalisi and all these other people. I love watching some of these Motostars videos. Scare the crap out of me, because I see all these accidents and people doing. I always say you should never. There's something someone said: never ride mad. And man, that's got to be like one of the salient things that you see, is that if you start getting mad, you imagine how having road rage in a car is one thing, but having road rage on a motorcycle is nuts. So, because the only thing you're gonna do is you're gonna throttle, and you're gonna brake hard, and you're gonna take risks you ordinarily don't. So, anyway, I know people are reaching out to me for old X22 tips on the bike. I will try to go back into my memory banks and go back into everything I've saved and conversations and repair subroutines I've had with maintenance on that bike, to give you the best help that I can. There's actually Facebook groups as well that will assist you in there and managing that bike install. And I know, like I said, it's everybody's experience different. Some people really love the bike and they've had huge success, and other people have gotten two-wheeled lemons. And I think you have to be 100% crystal clear, transparent, that these are Chinese bikes, and you have to know, especially these would have a GY6. If you can find a scooter mechanic, motorcycle mechanic that works with GY6 engines, they're the perfect people. But if you don't illustrate that that's what you have, they're just going to say you have a China bike, and they're not going to want to work on it. And I think that's why people have a tendency to not. You have to sort of network, because I didn't know that in advance, and every shop I called said, we don't work on those bikes. And once I said I have a GY6 scooter, they said, oh, okay. Next thing I know, I had 2 or 3 people willing to work on it. So, my Aprilia Mana is my bike now, and I enjoy it. I still ride the other Engie's X22, which I love that bike. We went on a night ride with it, and exhaust fell off, the project exhaust, but we got it. That's a whole nother story out there. That's another video. But I still love that bike. I know people have different speeds and different experience with it, but that bike cooks for us. I mean, we get it up there. So, and that's all I did really was change the idle screw on that. And other than having more compression with the bigger exhaust, and that's about it. People telling me, oh, my bike only gets to 55, and I haven't had that issue with that bike. Like I said, I think the Hitachi Falcons, I think some of the Venoms are getting in. I don't know if they're restricted. I don't know if it's a CDI thing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they say the rectifier or whatever, or it's not getting enough stuff valved, but whatever's happening with it is making it difficult for people to get their, to get maintenance going, or at least to get the top speed and the break-in speed that they list on the website. So you have to try to find a level of patience, and I know that's difficult. So like I said, though, I'm not a spokesman. I'm not even on the box. So people yelling at me, I'm not getting anything. I got a pair of gloves, and I got a couple little merch things, but nobody's sending me anything special. So I want you to know that in advance. But the Aprilia Mana 850, I like it. It's got a lot of grunt to it because it's a higher CC motorcycle. So having some good fun with that. I hope this is recording. With the other camera, I can't really see. So last time I had some synchronization problems with it. So I hope it's fine. I don't know where the battery on this either. So I'm going to go back to the lab. Don't bite my head off. I swear. Next one, my editing will be better. You'd think I'd got it mastered by now, but it's still a work in progress. But anyway, other than that, I'm just enjoying this season, man. Up in here in New England, the fall comes pretty fast. The leaves change. It gets cold. You can get through it, but then eventually you get the slick roads, the black ice, everything else, and you don't even want to be bothered. And I don't know. I just say this is a time. Find a friend to ride with. Find somebody who shares your passion. And it just, I know people say they like to ride alone. I ride alone quite a bit myself, but it's also fun to ride with other people. I enjoy riding two up. I know there's a whole methodology about people not wanting to do that. I enjoy it. People say, oh, it's a safety concern, this and that. I don't know. You have to be balanced. You have to double leg it. You got to have some power, strength in you. I imagine, I don't know, people are different heights. I don't know if that factors into anything, but I do two up on both bikes, and I enjoy it. But of course, if you remember, your other person, you're responsible for them, and you are also going to there's immersion involved. So if they have a bad experience on, it can make them say, I don't never want to do this again. This is terrifying. Anyway, my battery's running down. Like and subscribe.